Welcome everyone to this briefing, and I thank you for your time in learning more about Forbes Estates LIPA. But before we dive deeper on the details of the project, I'd like to give you a background about the project. We develop land, but we are in the business of taste. Back in 2021, Forbes Estates LIPA was launched, coming from the previous successes of Robinson's Land with their projects, such as Aurelia Residences with Shang Properties and Velaris Residences with Hong Kong Land. Robinson's Land expanded its world-class portfolio to premium horizontal developments. As such, Forbes Estates LIPA was born. A privilege you can own means that you can invest on a gated and secure community that puts premium on exclusivity, accessibility, and sustainability. The canvas chosen to develop this premium development can be found in Lipa City, which is highly accessible from the metro. Through the north, via NLEX, via Skyway 3, it's just an hour and 30 minutes drive. From the Metro Manila, may it be through SLEX, NAIAX, CALAX, or Cavitex, Lipa is readily accessible for metro. Aside from that, Forbes Estates LIPA can be found in a prime location. That the same can be expected from all of Robinson's Land's project. It can be found near places of worship, medical facilities, schools such as Batangas State University, De La Salle LIPA, as well as commercial establishments such as SNR, the outlets, and of course our own Robinson's Place LIPA. Lastly but not the least, recreational havens like Mount Malarayat Golf and Country Club, Leviste Equestrian Park, and of course the ever-famous The Farm at San Benito. All these conveniences are known for Lipa City, and it has been associated with it for the past years. Now that you have an overview of where the project is, let us now dive deeper of the estate by the numbers. The project has a total area of 21 hectares, divided by a residential subdivision as well as a commercial area found at the front. This commercial area adds convenience and value to the project. As you can see in our numbers, we were very generous in planning out our estate, making sure that our clients can enjoy the expanse associated with their affluent background. We dedicated 40% of the entire project area for open spaces, with 1 hectare for the main amenity area, which we call Forbes Club. Aside from the main amenity area, we have a secondary amenity, which is around 3,700 square meters that serves as its secondary park. This abundance of open spaces and an average lot size of just 500 square meters yielded us a low density of just 10 lots per hectare. Lastly, the project can be found 312 meters above sea level, which gives it a Tagaytay-like climate with lows recorded at 20 degrees Celsius. Now you have an overview of the numbers of the project. Let's dive deeper, going inside the property. When you enter the property, you are greeted by wide roads. How wide are we talking about? The main boulevard has a right-of-way of 22 meters wide. Going inside the property, when you get to the estate circle, the main boulevard then becomes the main avenue. The main avenue is also very generous when it's width, having a 20-meter right-of-way. But we didn't stop there in making sure that our project is very accessible and very convenient. Internal roads that we call lanes also have a 17-meter wide road. What does 17-meter wide road mean? We have dedicated bike lanes for both incoming and outgoing traffic and enough space for 4 lanes. And lastly, a particular lane or road lot is what we call courtyards. I'll delve into that more when talking about the product. So enough about the numbers. I'm sure you want to find out more about the project. So one of the unique selling points of Forbes Estates LIPA is that we made sure on the vista going inside, you do not see any noise. We are the first and only project in Lipa City that has underground utilities. There will be no electrical wires, phone lines that cover the streets. All you see are just trees and the blue sky. Aside from that, catering to our market, we made sure that the estate is safeguarded, assuring our residences of 24/7 security, as well as making sure that it is secured with high walls and with 24/7 security when it comes to CCTV, manpower, roving guards, and whatnot. Speaking of security, I'd like to show you. This is our main gate and guardhouse. As you can see, we dedicated 4 lanes for the gate and guardhouse because we had that in mind for our clients. You don't want to enter your subdivision after a long day's work and having to line up with the guests. So we made sure that there was a dedicated lane for residences as well as guests. The same can be said on exiting the property, making sure that residences do not have a hard time going out of the project. Upon entering the project, you are greeted with a very beautiful rotonda. In the rotonda, we can see our featured tree and pocket park surrounding this rotonda. We call this secondary complex the Estate Park. What can be seen in the Estate Park? This is what I mentioned earlier as our secondary amenity. It has 4 particular parks. You have the Picnic Grove, Meditation Wellness Park, Tranquility Garden, and the Pet Park. Let's go into those parks individually. The Picnic Grove is the biggest park inside of this complex. It has a space of around 2,200 square meters where you can bring your families to have a picnic, lounge around, enjoy the trees and the fresh air. Another of the parks found in this complex is what we call a pet park, where you can bring your fur babies on your weekends or even weekdays and play with them. We have some obstacle courses and enough space for them to get their exercise. Lastly, we have the wellness park where our clients can do their exercises, outdoor exercises, yoga, tai chi. We made sure that we provided enough space, allocating 600 square meters for this particular park. So that is the estate park. Now let's go to the main amenity. As I mentioned earlier, the main amenity is 1 hectare. We allocated so much space to host the Forbes Club. So what's inside Forbes Club? Here in the Forbes Club, we have a lounge area, a ballroom big enough to house 200 guests. Inside the facility as well, we have several pools, an indoor court, and a tennis court. I'm sure you're excited to know more about this project and the Forbes Club, so let's go into it. When you go inside Forbes Club, you are greeted by what we call the garden lane. It's a mix of greens, and it invites you to the pool area. So visually, it's stunning because all you see are greens and blues. Speaking of the blues, we were very generous when providing our pool area. As you can see in the image, this is the rendering of our pool deck. In our pool area, we had 3 particular pools. We have the kiddie pool, a wading pool or a leisure pool for those who are not into doing laps and just want to rest around, enjoy the coolness of the water. And lastly, we have a lap pool, which can have 5 lanes and is 25 meters long. It means that if you do 2 laps, then you did 1 lap of an Olympic-sized pool. So we were very particular with that. Next up, found in the Forbes Club area, we dedicated a play park where your kids can roam around, play. We allocated several play areas, slides, swings, all for them to enjoy. And of course, their security is on our mind, so we made sure that our flooring is padded so no injuries will happen during playtime. For the active side of our amenities, we have an outdoor tennis court, as you can see. So When we were creating the Forbes Club, we made sure that it was a perfect blend of something leisurely, such as swimming or lounging by the pool, as well as active, doing actual sports such as the tennis court, and we also provided a covered multi-purpose court. Here, you can invite guests to play basketball, volleyball, badminton, all with the convenience of it being enclosed. Now that you have a sense of the expanse that we provided for our amenity, what do we offer inside our project? This is the entire site development plan of Forbes Estates Lipa. For the convenience of you, our sellers, and our buyers, we made sure that we were able to zone it properly, and we offer 4 particular lots. We have the club lots, the park loop, the courtyards, and lastly, the estate lots. Let's talk about first the most prime lots inside Forbes Estates Lipa, which we call club lots. These are corner lots that have direct access to the 1 hectare main amenity Forbes Club. It is your opportunity to extend your home beyond your front door to the doorstep of Forbes Club. Here, we have a lot cut of around 447 square meters, and we just have 10 lots. Let me repeat, we just have 10 lots of these. And the good news about it is that we do sell it at a premium, with the last listed price sold at 42,000 pesos per square meter. Then our next premium lots is what we call the park loop. These are lots adjacent to the secondary amenity, the estate park. Then next is my personal favorite. We call it the courtyard yards. Why is it my favorite? Because the courtyards is actually the perfect marriage of privacy and community. It's just 6 lots sharing its own park for that particular area. We just have a scarce number of lots inside the courtyards. We just have 33 lots of these exclusive lots. And then lastly, we have the best value for money, which we call the estate lots. The estate lots, as I mentioned, has a 500 square meter average lot cut, enough room for our clients to build their dream home. Now that we know and you were informed of our project, let's now delve into who are we catering to? Who is our target market? Who is our clients? That's for the next part.
Thank you, AJ. Now, let's talk about the target market of Forbes Estates Lipa. For this part of the presentation, I'd like to call on Robinson's Homes AVP and Head of Marketing, Patricia Madison Mendoza.
Thank you, Mika and AJ, for the thorough briefing about the project. Now, let's shift our focus and talk more about the people that Forbes Estates Lipa was designed for. When we started, we attracted an interesting mix of buyers, and this taught us a great deal on who we should focus on more and the opportunities that we can still tap. We sharpened and identified the key buyer's profile that will be a perfect match for this project. Who are they? What makes them want to buy? Let's find out. Meet our 5 Forbes Estates Lipa buyers. We have Kevin, the heir or child of the owner, Tessie, the entrepreneur matriarch, Greg, the CEO, Vic, the specialist, and Leandro, the Balikbayan pensioner. These 5 personas were carefully crafted based on the group of early investors in Forbes Estates. Some are living in Metro Manila, while others call Batangas home. But what ties them all together is their deep connection to Lipa. We hope that these 5 buyer personas will help you in your prospecting efforts. So now let's get to know each of them better. First up, let's meet Kevin, a dynamic 33-year-old heir to the family business and COO, or fondly called child of the owner. Kevin was born into a life of privilege as a son of a local real estate developer and owner of several commercial establishments in Lipa. He lives and works in Lipa, but goes to Manila and travels abroad for fun and for business. In spite of his young age, he has been entrusted to help run the family business. He remains down to earth and cherishes his friendships and business connections within his Batangas community. Kevin is what you would call a second-generation wealth builder. He is driven to prove that he can continue the legacy that his parents have built. Let's now focus on Tessie, an energetic 65-year-old who is not only a loving matriarch, but also a successful businesswoman. Together with her husband, she runs an apparel manufacturing company that's been around for 40 years and a distributorship of international clothing brands across the country. While she lives with her husband in North Green Hills, their factory is in Lipa. She's raised 5 kids who are all grown up and starting families of their own. In spite of their wealth, they all lead a very low-key lifestyle. Tessie is what you would call a first-generation wealth builder who started from scratch to build her wealth. Her resilience and pure hard work has made her business to what it is today. And now, let's meet Greg, a 45-year-old who is the big boss at a big company as the managing director of a multinational firm. His rise to the top was slow and steady, achieving professional success through good old-fashioned work ethic and staying loyal. Greg is also a health buff and a devoted family man. All his 3 kids has finished college and are starting their own careers. Originally from Batangas, he moved to Manila and even lived overseas for a few years for work. But after experiencing life in the fast lane, he's seriously thinking about what he'll do when he retires. He's been talking with his wife and kids about moving back to Batangas for a slower-paced life. Now, the fourth, let's go to Vic. Vic is 51-year-old. He's a surgeon and a medical director of a prominent hospital in Lipa. He also happens to own a chain of medical laboratory and diagnostic center in Batangas. As an accomplished professional in his field, Greg has saved a lot of money through the years. He invested in Forbes Estates Lipa on top of his stocks and other financial investments. Vic is like many other specialists, such as doctors, lawyers, and architects, who have grown their wealth by being smart with their money. They know how to handle their earnings and invest it on things that can give great returns in the long run. And last but not the least, we have Leandro, a 58-year-old seasoned IT professional who's based in San Francisco for the last 30 years. He left the Philippines early in his 20s in search of a better future in the US, and he was able to raise a family. With his lucrative career and pension, he managed to save up money. And now, with his children all living their own lives, he plans to retire and return to the Philippines. So, he invested on a piece of land in his hometown of Lipa to reconnect with his roots and build a new chapter of his life back where he started. With the unique stories of our 5 buyer personas, what do they all have in common? They're all established wealth builders. To them, success and money come from working hard, making smart decisions, and planning for the future. While they have the means for travel, good food, and the finer things in life, they're not trying to show off nor seek approval. They are prudent and they lead simple, low-key lives. They've been through a lot and have learned to appreciate what really matters in life. And as heritage investors, they're always looking for investments that will last a long time. Family is everything to them. They invest in a lifestyle that they can enjoy with their children for years to come. It's like buying a fancy watch, like a Patek Philippe. They say you never actually own a Patek. You merely look after capture it so you can pass it down to the next generation. And this is why they choose to invest in Forbes Estates Lipa. Now, having clearly identified who we're aiming to attract as buyers, with a strong and widespread network of the RLC Residences sales team, we will expand our market reach from Batangas to cover the entire National Capital Region and key cities where overseas Filipino workers live, like the US, Canada, UK, Australia, Japan, and Singapore. While we'll keep saturating Batangas and the surrounding provinces, our goal is to find the Kevins, the Tessies, Gregs, Vics, and Leandros in these new places, your stronghold. And if the average age of our current buyers are in their mid-40s, this gives us a chance to think bigger and connect with younger wealth builders and heritage investors who could start looking for homes and investments as early as their late 20s or 30s and beyond. With this market positioning follows a refreshed and strengthened message. Forbes Estates Lipa is a privilege you can own, designed for a select few, brought to life by Robinson's Land. Here, you can enjoy a life built on 3 key foundations: exclusivity, connectivity, and a sustainable future. It is an invitation to be part of something exclusive, an opportunity given not to all, but only a few. Forbes Estates Lipa is anchored on 3 pillars. First is the pillar of legacy living. Owning a property in Forbes is a quiet statement of prestige and status. With its well-curated residential offerings of only 221 lots and large lot cuts of an average of 500 square meters, not everyone can get a piece of it. This means ultimate privacy, exclusivity, and security. It is a premium gated community offering you a chance to rediscover your roots and build a lasting legacy. Think of it as a blank canvas where you can build your second residence, your retirement home, or a peaceful retreat whenever you want to slow down and enjoy life to the fullest. Second pillar is seamless living. At Forbes Estates, it allows you to enjoy the best of both worlds. You can experience harmonious life in the privacy of your neighborhood while staying connected to key places and destinations that matter. The project has direct access to major thoroughfares and highways leading to Metro Manila and major commercial hubs in South Luzon. Located along the National Highway at the heart of the bustling Lipa, the subdivision is a short and easy drive away from modern conveniences and places for recreational and lifestyle activities. And the last pillar is green living. At Forbes, residents are invited to be stewards of sustainability. Apart from the fact that you get to live close to nature and greenery, it prides itself on environmentally sound features thoughtfully incorporated in its development. Robinson's Land has invested in green infrastructure to conserve energy and water. The underground utilities, the sustainable disposable system, clubhouse with solar rooftop, and native and endemic trees are just some of the notable green features of the subdivision. Open space amenities such as its spacious pocket parks, 1 hectare club amenities, dedicated bike lanes and jogging paths offer you and your loved ones a chance to create memories while enjoying a healthier and more sustainable lifestyle. So there you have it. As our amazing sales team, you have the opportunity to hand over this privilege, the privilege of living and investing in Forbes Estates Lipa.